I'll go to Senator Blumenthal, and then Senator Schmidt, and then Senator Sullivan. And then some of us will have second rounds of questions as well, because I understand the three of you have not yet asked questions. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so we'll go Blumenthal, Schmidt, and Sullivan.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your service and to the teams behind you. None of this is going to happen, and I agree. 2 submarines, Virginia-class attack submarines a year. We need to build at Columbia. It's done in Connecticut, in Groton, the submarine capital of the world. But it's not going to be done if we don't hire more people. We don't give them the skills and the training. And, you know, I just think we are not investing in the vocational and career education that we need to produce those welders, pipe fitters, electricians, the folks who have the trades and who will receive not just jobs, but careers if they're given that kinds of training. I know that colleagues are waiting to ask questions, but I just want to know if you can tell me what kind of major investment the military will advocate in this next NDAA so that we meet the national security need of a trained workforce.
So, Senator, in the President's budget, about $600 million is requested between Navy money and DOD, what they call IBAS money, for the submarine industrial base, and about a third of that is for workforce development efforts. So we have some funding in 23, and we're asking for more in 24 to actually get into the schools in the areas that we think there's opportunity. Most schools don't have shop equipment anymore. They don't have shop teachers. You know, get in there and start investing with our Department of Labor folks in education in recreating what maybe was in the 70s and 80s, a normal path through those schools to have opportunities coming out the back end.
Are there resources that can be devoted right now?
We have 23 money that was in last year's appropriation and authorization that we are starting that process. We have a couple nascent programs that happy to come and brief you and your staff on it, sir.
Could you do that?
Yes, sir.
I would appreciate it. Yep. I just left a family, different topic, family of Xavier Sandor, sailor on the USS George Washington. His ship came in for maintenance, and he was living in the midst of a construction zone, literally. He was eventually sleeping in his car, driving home against orders because he couldn't live or sleep. There are sailors who will spend their entire contract possibly stationed on a ship undergoing maintenance availability in a shipyard, essentially a construction zone. And currently, sailors E3 and below are not eligible for a base housing allowance, as you know. They're required to reside at duty station under intolerable positions, no real eating place, no chow hall, 2-mile walk to the ship if they have anywhere to live, even in their car. One idea discussed was allowing the commander of ships in long-term maintenance availability to waive the prohibition on the base allowance for housing for those junior sailors. I don't know what the options might be, but I would like a commitment. Maybe I should ask Admiral Khan. Will you look into this idea and report back to me and this committee? Give us your assessment of how conditions can be changed. There's a report, an investigation ongoing. I spoke to Admiral Myers about it literally moments ago when the family, the dad, mom, and brother came to visit in my office with Admiral Myers. It just happens coincidentally. I asked the Secretary of Defense about it this morning in a hearing, mentioning this specific instance. You know, the heartbreak is just almost impossible to describe, especially for a dad. I've had two sons who have been in the military, one in Marine Corps infantry officer in Afghanistan, the other a Navy SEAL. This is just something that we need to do better on, I think.
Sir, I will take that for the record and work with Chief of Naval Personnel and others to get you the answer.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
And sir, I will quickly offer, there are in the budget some infrastructure like parking garages and crew facilities that are actually in our proposed budget to alleviate some of those issues, but overall, definitely share your view. We have to do better.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Blumenthal. Senator Schmidt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to just, it's my first subcommittee hearing, and I want to note that, so Missouri has an Air Force base and an Army base, but I specifically wanted to be on this subcommittee because I think I'm going to be advocating plenty for those branches, but I think the challenges that we face in the Indo-Pacific and the pacing challenges